Welcome back to Algebra 1. This is Chapter 5, Section 2 in this book. I had meant to tell you something last time, and I thought about doing it, and I said, no, I'll do it later, and of course I forgot. Of course I did. And it had to do with word problems. If you are following along with these videos in this book, you notice that I skip some of the word problems, and I also, if you are taking the class with me assigning the homework, I only give you the word problems for homework that I show you how to do, and a lot of them I don't show you how to do. Why do I do this? Okay, this goes back to my philosophy of education, of math education. Remember, my background is a science teacher, but I taught honors, juniors and seniors in chemistry and physics, and I always had to teach math before I could teach science. They never knew their math. Never. And I would complain. What are those math teachers doing? I wish I got paid to not teach math. I was very smarty. And but now I understand. It wasn't their fault. Wasn't the kids' fault. It was really the curriculum's fault. The way the math curriculums do is they treat everything like it's super, super important. And not everything is super important. Some things are super important and you need to remember them forever and ever, amen. And other things are, wow, that's interesting. With word problems, there is certain classic word problems, and there is a certain way to do those problems. A lot of times at this stage in Algebra 1, they will introduce problems that they do a weird way, not the real way you do them once you learn a little bit more later. Then you'll do it the real way. So rather than add more and more stuff to you, instead we're going to concentrate on those really important things so you come out with, great skills in the fight of solving algebra puzzles and you don't get distracted with here's a way to do it. So some of these things I'm skipping because I know we're going to do them later. So, don't get frustrated. Look at the examples in the book. See if you can understand them. You should be able to. But if not, turn that page and just concentrate on what's most important. Alright, so here are two more slope-intercept problems that you will encounter. This one says that you have a line and it goes through this point and it has this slope, and we're trying to figure out the equation. So we know that the slope is -2, so we have y equals, well, I don't want to do that yet. I want to show you a little bit more. Okay, so we have what the slope is, so we could write the equation. What we don't have is the intercept, the bare number. But we have an x and a y, a point they go through. So we have an x, a y, a slope, and not a bare number. We can solve for it. If we know everything but it, we can solve for it. So what do? That's right, we sing! Substitute! And we're going to substitute these into that equation. Alright, so y is -3. Bring down the equals, we didn't mess with it. Slope is -2. X is 6, and we don't just write that because what does that look like? -26. We have to say it's multiplied. Plus our bare number is what we're solving for. And it's really hard for me to leave it like that because to me that's so much like a 6, it doesn't look like a B. But I'll power through and do it because I'm slightly dyslexic. Alright, so I bring down what I didn't mess with. -2 times 6 is -12. Now y is being on loan, it's being added to a -12, so what's the opposite? +12. What I do to one side, I do to the other. Those cancel out. And b equals 9. Because 12 minus 3 is 9. That is not the answer to the problem. The answer is when I put it back in here and write the equation. So it's y equals m, which is -2x, plus 9. Dun, dun, dun! We did it! Always cheer for yourself when you do it. Pat yourself on the back. You won if you got the right answer. Alright, let's go back over here real quick. Okay. Okay, here's another one. Sometimes they'll say a line is parallel to this line and goes through this point. all we get off of this is the slope. If we know this one's slope and we know it's parallel to it, we know the other one's slope because it's the same. Slopes that are lines that have the same slope are parallel. Remember, like train tracks. So this is our slope, and now we're going to substitute it in, and solve for b. So y is 1, m is 2/3, x is -2, and b is what we're solving for. So first, if you multiply like this, you multiply numerators. So this is -4/3 plus b. Why is b not alone? It has a -4/3, so what's the opposite? Plus 4/3. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Now, you might not know what 1 plus 4/3 is off of the top of your head, but if you remember, 1 is 3/3, right? And 3/3 and 4/3 is 7/3. Now we can write the equation. We have m and we have b. Y equals 2/3 x plus 7/3. Doesn't that look fancy with all those fractions and letters? You're getting so smart. All right, math is great. See you next time.